Hi, welcome back to SportsLine. Jon Burton, Greg Pogue. We are the Greg Pogue and Jon
Burton and Greg Pogue
I almost
show.
said it.
That's
almost
okay.
said it.
Hey, whatever.
And for you folks out there that want to catch us every weekday morning, our man Taylor's going to put up a nice little graphic for you. You can catch us Monday through Friday at 9 to 11 on WNSR Radio, 95.9 FM, 560 AM. You can always visit WNSR.com. You can download the WNSR app. It's free. You can take us with you wherever you go. Pogie, the Titans coming off a great season, getting to the AFC Championship game. Bit of an unexpected run for them in the playoffs. Crazy season for them. Lawan suspended for the first 4 games, and then mid-season Mariota gets benched, and Ryan Tannehill comes in and lights it up, and Derrick Henry wins the rushing title. Now, both of those guys set to become free agents. What are you thinking? You think the Titans are going to be able to keep both those guys going into next year?
Well, add to it Logan Ryan.
Yes. Yep.
And that's the one that I think is probably going to get away, because right now I think he's as good a quarterback as there is on the free agency market. And then you've got Jack Conklin, coming in to that as well. You hear the argument of, a running back, you don't want to pay the running back. That position has been devalued. But with this team have gotten where it got to this year without Derrick Henry, no. And Tannehill, is it him capturing, lightning in a bottle?
Right.
Or because he even when he's with the Dolphins, he's always been a really good athlete, just never could stay healthy, but made, I don't know. I tell you what, John Robinson's got some interesting issues. It's going to be very disappointing, I think, if Derrick Henry isn't returning. I think he's become the face of this franchise.
Yeah, I agree.
In so many ways, and I think you're going to have to pay him the money. Now, is it Ezekiel Elliott money?
That's what he wants.
I know, and I don't know that he's worth that. I don't know that any running back is worth that. But he's almost going to get paid for beyond just running over and through and past people too. It's what he's
because he's become a leader for this team. There's no question about that, and he's taken on a leadership role. And obviously the fans down here love him, because there's a lot of Alabama fans in our area that root for the Titans, and they loved him at Alabama. And I mean, if he's not the best running back in the NFL, he's in the team photo. I mean, he's right there. So, and I understand that, the shelf life of a running back is pretty small. This is probably going to be his best opportunity to get that big money, big signing bonus contract. And I don't blame him for, trying to get every penny he can get, because, NFL careers are short. Yeah. NFL running back careers are really short.
Well, and there's the franchise tag out there too, where he would, whoever that they would, I don't know that you want to franchise Tannehill necessarily, because then you're going to put him in that $35 million, because it's the franchise is the average of the top 5 salaries at that position.
Right.
I could see them. I really could see them franchising Henry. Now, how would he react to that?
I don't think he would react well to that. I wouldn't recommend that if I were the Tennessee Titans.
Well,
I mean, it's a 1-year contract, and it's average of the top 5, right? And it's fully guaranteed. And so for 1 year, it's a lot of money. But I look at what Le'Veon Bell did a few years ago, and I could see the same scenario with Henry withholding his services until he's compensated
Tannehill,
correctly.
I don't think he's done enough to be franchised. So what is he going to be in that $25 million range?
Would he take a team-friendly deal to stay and to help keep Derrick Henry intact as well?
He's also found a place where he can be successful too. And I think if he goes somewhere again now, there's no guarantee. Yeah. I mean, he also bet on himself too, and with the trade here certainly. But I think he bet on himself too. So that one. But I think they're both going to be back. Quite frankly, I think the one that's going to get away, and I think that's is Logan Ryan is going to be a tough one, because I think and they're set back there. They're about ready. They're going to have to give Adoree Jackson, that extra year on his rookie contract.
Right.
Certainly Viccaro's back there.
Johnny Smith is due for a new deal.
Well, and there's one, and then you've already paid Kevin Byard.
Right.
So it's not cheap to be successful.
This is why NFL GMs make the big money, because of off seasons like this.
Yeah.
So we'll see what John Robinson does with the NFL Combine coming up in a few weeks. I want to get to this. On last night, Steve and I kind of did. We opened the show by doing a college basketball catch-up show because we've been so inundated with football, and the Titans run all the way to the AFC Championship game. So we got everybody caught up on all the local teams of interest. I know your specialty, your wheelhouse is the OVC. Yeah. You look at what Belmont did, beating Murray State and beating Austin Peay in back-to-back games. They were undefeated and at the top of the conference. Tennessee State is coming on. They've had a good year. For what is normally a one-bid league, I think this tournament could be very interesting to see who gets that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Any one of 4 teams, I think, maybe more, could win it. Well,
yeah, and right now there are 5 teams above 500. Murray State is, they just keep on, obviously with John Morant last year, and Coach McMahon there does a great job. And Casey Alexander, his first year, he loses his first game in the OVC at home in an upset, and then he goes on the road and back-to-back games, loses to Austin Peay and Murray State. He got those back, but and Thursday night, Murray State and Austin Peay play for the first time, and it's no surprise. And the same thing for Tennessee State with Penny Collins, who played at Belmont for Rick Byrd, and I guess I got my Rick Byrd sweater vest on here.
Yeah.
But and they're going to be the court's going to be named after him on Saturday. But that league. And what Penny Collins does,
he's done a tremendous job.
When I tell people who leads the OVC in attendance, home attendance, Murray State. Who's second? Tennessee State is second in home attendance, and what Penny Collins has done to energize that fan base, the students there, and this is as talented a team that they've had since, I would say, back
since Rob Covington was there.
Yeah, even back before maybe the Monty Wilson and back in the Frankie Allen days about 20 plus years ago. Yeah. And they play Belmont Thursday night, and then the last game of the year. And the tournament, man, you're right. It's not going to be it was a two-bid league last year for the first time since late 80s. Right. And it's not going to be this year. There's not enough quality non-conference wins for any team to get that if they don't win the tournament. But it's Murray State, Austin Peay. We didn't even talk about Austin Peay.
Well, I was going to ask you about
Terry Taylor.
Yeah, talk to me about Terry Taylor. OVC Player of the Week, had 26 points, 23 rebounds in the loss Saturday at Belmont. He's 7th in the nation in scoring, averaging about 23 points a game. This guy is as good as you'll find in the country, and he's right here in Middle Tennessee. And
he's sort of a tweener. He's a 6'5", but plays bigger than that. From my hometown of Bowling Green, although he went to Bowling Green High and I went to Warren Central. We'll get that out. But he's a purple and I'm a dragon.
Gotcha.
But and Matt Figure's done a great job there as well. And those 4 or 5 teams, and Eastern Kentucky's sort of been an outlier that surprised everybody. But the OVC in basketball is as competitive as there is. I think if you really look, last year had 2 first-round draft picks.
That's right.
Dylan Windler and John Morant.
That's right.
And John Morant's going to be rookie of the year.
He's going to be the rookie of the year. Yeah, had a triple-double last night. All right, got about a minute left. UT last year at this time scrapping for actually about 30 seconds left. UT scrapping for a 1 seed last year. This year they're fighting for the NCAA lives. They play Arkansas tomorrow. 15 seconds or less do they get in?
No, I don't think so. Losing Turner was a big blow. I just don't think they're going to have enough quality wins. The SEC's probably right now 4 or 5 at the most, and I just don't think Tennessee's going to make it.
All right, we're wrapping things up with the Pokester, Greg Pogue, right here on SportsLine right after this. Stay with us.